Hello my fellow plantee friends, thank you so much for joining me today. Please grab a drink with me as today I go over my February best and worst. My cat's playing with it's paper. But today I have an Allagash Haunted House. It is a hoppy dark ale. Totally took a chance on this one. My husband and I were in the store the other day, saw it, thought it sounded good. And we're like, let's buy it. Originally, for a 4-pack, it's like $15. We would not spend that much usually, but because the store was like a end of bin or something like that, it was reduced price for only like $8. I'll pay $8 for a 4-pack. And I'm glad I did because I did have this. Is it gonna fit? Ooh, you're gonna fit. Fit. Okay, that was gonna spill over. I did try this last night for the first time. Was not disappointed. I just love a dark beer that's hoppy. What can I say? But let's get into the video. Again, I'm just gonna go back and forth, starting with the worst, so we can end on the best. First, worst is this, what is this? What are you? Hoya Carnosa, just a plain Hoya Carnosa. I believe they're called Jade. Okay, it doesn't look super terrible, but it has mealies. And I cannot get rid of the mealies. I've tried so many times. I continuously, let's say that word again. Let's try it again. I continuously apply alcohol to this plant to kill them. I've switched the soil. I've like dunked it, also like submerged it like fully, and the mealies are very persistent with this one. They love it. So this is on my worst because I am tired of seeing it, because every time I do, I'm like, oh, you don't look too bad, because honestly, like, yeah, you're just looking at it like this. It doesn't look too bad. But then you get up close and you see there's a mealy on it. Several, in fact. And then my heart just drops. Okay, got that one out of the way. Let's go move on. Okay, one of my best is my, I've heard it called, well, I've seen it called a couple different names. Ripple Jade or Wavy Jade. I'm pretty sure they are synonymous, but this is on my best list because honestly, I had to move this plant, which I purchased in Michigan for my husband's and I 5-year anniversary trip 2 years ago now. So I used to have it in my kitchen shelves, but because of spacing issues, I moved it into my living room, like on the bottom shelf, and it was not doing well. It didn't like the lighting, and then my foster kitties were continuously knocking this over, and I was underwatering it because it honestly, like, it needs to be repotted. It really does. I haven't done it yet, but it needs to, because like the soil that it's in is not great. It doesn't hold. You guys good? Kitties are fighting. Had to make sure they're okay. But the soil that it's in doesn't really hold water. It doesn't have a very good water retention, which, I mean, you want that balance between a good water retention and like too much water retention, because if there's too much, especially with a succulent, they will rot and die. But this one does not retain water at all, so it's like continuously dry. It continuously needs to be watered. But I finally have it back on my kitchen shelves where I see it more. So I'm like, oof, you need a watering. And it's just doing so great. It is not as full as it used to be. But honestly, I wish I had a picture of it, of how it looked before, because it was very sad looking. But it is doing so much better. And I'm so happy that it is, because it is a sentimental plant, because I picked it up again on an anniversary trip. So I'll be really sad if it ends up passing away, but it's doing so much better, and I'm so happy. Wavy Ripple Jade, Crassula. And again, I'll write all the names on the screen because, you know, I suck at pronouncing names or knowing what the name is. Droopy is in a playful mood. And when we adopted him, we got like a coupon book because we adopted him. So we bought him like a whole bunch of toys, and he literally plays with none of the toys. What does he play with? He plays with the packaging paper that comes in our Grove boxes. So it's just like a long piece of thicker paper, and he loves to just like wrap himself up in it. That's what he's doing right now, and he's getting distracted by lights. Next worst of February is this Syngonium right here. Honestly, I mean, upon first glance, maybe to an outside perspective, it doesn't look like that it's struggling or anything, but especially because it does have like this new leaf coming out. But to me, it's the worst because it used to have so many other leaves, and even though this leaf right here is gorgeous, it just used to have so much more leaves. And you can see like the stem is so long, it's so leggy. I'm very sad. When I was realizing that I had too many plants and was struggling to keep up with my plant care, this one is definitely one of the ones that suffered from that, from my neglect from that. So I'm happy that it's coming out with a new leaf. But anyway, I hope it bounces back. It looks like it is because, like I said, that new leaf is coming out of here. But it just kind of bums me out when I look at it because it used to just be so much fuller. I am considering chopping it, propping wet sticks, and then propping the top. But I'm very scared to do so. I'm too chicken to do that right now. I'm just going to let it continue to grow like this for right now, and I'll leave it at that. My next best of February is a Hoya, and it's not too much to look at right now, I'm going to tell you, but squeaky floor. This is a Hoya Viola, and when I when I bought it, I put it right into LECA because that's what I have found the most success with LECAs, is putting them in LECA. Yeah, that makes sense. And it really didn't do anything for me for a while. I have had it, but recently I have noticed something. Do you see this tiny little leaf right there? This one, I'm not going to touch it because I don't want to harm it, but it's finally starting to grow. Now, I don't know if that has to do to the fact that it was and still is winter, and now like hopefully we'll be going into spring soon, so it's like waking up. No matter what the reason, I'm just ecstatic to see that this plant is finally pushing out new growth, because it was just this single leaf cutting right here for a while. So that's why it made it on my best of February. I'm so excited to see this new leaf pop out and hopefully have this plant grow more and more for me. My next worst of is, I'm so sorry to say, this Sansevieria cylindrica. I did recently, semi-recently, depending on how you view time for me sometimes is just like too fast, feature this on my Sansevieria collection video, and it was beautiful then, but as you can see, I have failed to care for it properly. My floor is so squeaky. I did not give it enough water, which is why these leaves are now drying and dying off. Because I'm so sad about it, I am keeping this on my radar, and I'm pretty much looking at it every single day to make sure that it has enough water. Now, I hope in doing that I am not going to overwater it, because that seems to be the trend sometimes with me and Sansevierias. But we can only hope for the best. There is still new growth coming out of here, but it bummed me out that I let this happen to this plant, because I really do love cylindricas, and as I've said, like usually these are braided, but I just love having them like do their own thing. So sad. Next best is this Syngonium. This here is a Syngonium Mojito. I got it at a trade. I believe I traded a moss pole for it. I actually don't really remember, but I got it at a trade at the Sacred Succulent in Bloomingdale. Is it Bloomingdale or Bloomington? I get those mixed up all the time. I think it's Bloomingdale. But it's called the Sacred Succulent. Awesome shop, honestly. But yeah, I got it at a trade. Will it pick up? I need to pop this up. I think I'm going to put it in leca, but it is just thriving in this prop situation right here. It pulled out this new leaf, and then it is working on a new leaf right there. And I don't think the camera is going to pick it up, but I think the coloring on this is like really awesome, and it's very, very subtle. So like at first glance, it just kind of looks green, but the more you look at it, you see like tiny variegation of like a darker green. And I don't know if it's gonna pick it up on the camera. Like I kind of hope it does, but like for my view, it's only looking green. I have really fallen in love with the Syngonium this month. It is just doing so well on so little care, which I really love, honestly. And I'm excited to see how much it grows when I put it in leca, because again, it's just doing so well in this water prop right here that I think I just want to continue growing it in water. Like I really need to do something with it soon. I'm not even gonna try to bring it out, because once I do, I think like once I take it out, it's gonna need to have an up pot, or else it'll be unhappy. My next worst of is another Hoya, and again, looks are deceiving, because at first glance with this, you'd be like, that's a pretty neat looking, what is this? A Hoya Crimson Queen. That's a pretty neat looking Hoya Crimson Queen. But again, mealy bugs. Mealy bugs. I know I could have it a lot worse, and mealy bugs of the pests are not that bad, but they are so persistent on the Hoya Carnosa that I showed before, and this one, just like again, like I see another one right there. I'm gonna see if it can pick it up. I'm sorry if you don't like pests. Yep. You can see that mealy right there. There's two right there. Again, I tried the treatments, repotting, the alcohol, and I just cannot seem to get rid of them. But yet, despite that, this one is growing pretty well, pushing out this new vine here. It has a new vine right here. But it still makes me so sad when I see it, because this is such a beautiful plant and I want it to thrive, and I know it's suffering a little bit from the mealies, and I'm trying so hard to get rid of them, and I just can't. I just can't. So if you have suggestions on how to get mealies off of your plants and gone for good, drop a comment below. I'd really appreciate it. Let's move on to a positive Hoya, which is this adorable Hoya lacunosa. I also love the little teapot that it's in. I have tried twice to grow Hoya lacunosa. Both previous times I ordered them online and had them shipped to my house. So I bought this one specifically at Grow Geneva, and when I was speaking to them about it, because I was hesitant to buy this, they were like, yeah, lacunosas don't ship well. We usually have to like rehab them when we get them in, which made me feel better, because yeah, they like immediately died for me, which made me sad. But what doesn't make me sad is how well this one is growing. It's just growing so well, and the leaves are so tiny and they're so adorable, and they like have a little bit of veining on them, which I think is super cute. Let me give you a close-up of them. That veining right there, Yes. And I mean, it is thirsty because it's in a, I don't want to drop the teacup. It's in a very small pot, so, and it's in a southern facing window, so it gets a lot of sun, and because it's in a small pot, it dries out pretty fast, so I have to be like pretty diligent with its watering or else it will dry out, but so worth it in my opinion. I think this Hoya is just the cutest. It's the cutest. So I'm really happy that I could find it locally where they already did the hard work of rehabbing it for me and I could bring home a healthy plant. This last worst of February truly makes me sad because it is this Crassula right here. I cannot pronounce the name. It will be written down for you so you can see, but it's a Crassula, and this was actually one of my first imports, which I didn't know was an import. Learn my lesson there. Always check where your plants are shipping from. That came looking like lumps of coal. I totally thought it was dead. Reached out to a wonderful Facebook community that helped me like know the steps on how to rehab it, and yeah, it rehabbed beautifully. Like, these are still very gorgeous looking, but my succulent shelf is in my room slash the guest room slash my office, and when I was working from home, even a part-time, a hybrid schedule, like, my succulents were doing really well. But then I was, I'm gonna say forced. I was forced to go into the office full time, even though I expressed that I did not want that. I would prefer a hybrid schedule. I was denied that. And I had to go into the office full time every day, 5 days a week. And my succulents really suffered for that because I wasn't having an eye on them every day. Since then, I have gotten a new job where right now I'm working from home full time, but when it is deemed safe to go into an office setting, I will have a hybrid schedule. So I will still get that nice mix of working from home and working in an office, which I'm super stoked about. But this one really suffered. This top part, like, just completely came off when I was watering it one day, which really scared me because, yeah, one of the first imports that I had, one of my very first, I believe, successful like rehabilitation of a plant. And so this one is very near and dear to me. I am doing exactly what I did the first time to try and rehab this plant. I have the plant suspended with rubber bands, and you can see there's water in there. It looks yellow because I used my leftover tea water, which it's fine. It's fine. So the idea is to keep the water level close to the roots, but not submerging the plant because your plant's gonna rot, and then roots are gonna grow. And that's what I did with the plant initially, and it worked so well. So I'm so hopeful that it will do well again in that method. Honestly, it looks, I think I have a fungus gnat here. Great. Awesome. It looks so much better. It might not look that great to you, but it looks so much better than it initially did. Still a little dry, but if it is unsuccessful, I still have, which I put down, I still have these right here, which are doing really well. And now that I know this plant was suffering, I do have my eyes on it more. And again, it's so helpful that I'm working from home full time because I can see my plants every day, like on a more regular basis, because like I would be gone for a whole bunch of hours during the day. So that's really helpful. But yeah, another bummer. And the very last best of February is this gorgeous pickle plant. So I'm gonna write the botanical name because it's a, how do you pronounce it? Senecio? Yeah, It's of that genus, but look at this weirdo. Look at this weirdo. Look at that. Oh. Now that I am working from home fully for the moment, I just get to see my succulents in particular like every day for hours on end, and this one has been just such a joy for me to look at every day. I put my succulents outside last summer, and this one grew so much and continues to grow under my grow lights, and it's just such a weirdo, and I love it. I love it so much. It just, like, it's so cool looking. Even if it wasn't, like, doing this weird thing that it's doing, like, the patterning on it looks like little dragon scales. I don't know why they call it a pickle plant. Honestly, I would probably have called it, like, a dragon scale plant, but I don't name things. What do I know? But it's just so cool. It's just so cool looking, and that's why I wanted to end with this one. It's just really brought me a lot of happiness this month. I almost forgot. I wanted to show you what I just recently purchased at Grow Geneva. I have not been in person plant shopping, or I should say like plant shopping in general, for a while, because I'm like pretty content with my plant number, with my collection, and something really, really has to like spark that joy in me for me to buy it. But I did buy some stuff, and I want to show you. So hold on. First, look at this adorable Sansevieria that I picked up. I don't need any more snake plants. I know I don't, but I saw this one and it was just so cute. And I want a little baby Sansevieria, so I picked it up. It's adorable. Like, babies don't bring me, maybe this is too, like, TMI, but babies don't bring me baby fever, but like baby plants. It's not exactly baby fever, but I think it's a close comparison. And just look how tiny and cute and adorable this is, and I just want more tiny, cute, and adorable plants. Okay, let's move on. Next plant that I picked up is this Hoya Viola. Oof. They really are stunners, but I had given up on this plant. I purchased one online, I believe, and then I got one in a Hoya trade. Both perished. I don't know, like, they were doing well, and then all of a sudden, like, the leaves got mushy and dropped and it died. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know what I did wrong, but I wasn't going to try Elisa again, but they had them locally and only for $16. So I was like, you know what? Let's try again. Maybe let's put it in semi-hydro. Maybe let's give it some different lighting. I might like split this up because it is like pretty full, and again, it's just gorgeous. Try some different things with it, but we'll see. Okay, the last thing I purchased is not a plant, but that does not mean it is not freaking cute. And it's this snake. Oh, it's like a little ceramic snake, handmade by a local artist, and ooh, I needed it. I did. So I'm a big Harry Potter fan of the art, not the author. I just want to clarify that. I am a Slytherin. My Patronus is a black mamba. I am meant to love snakes. Will I ever love a live snake? Probably not, but I can appreciate snake art, all the snaky things. So I saw this and just needed to have it. So I'm going to pick which plant gets to cohabitate with this lucky guy. I haven't named it yet. I don't know. They will get a name. Don't know yet. If you have a suggestion, leave it in the comments below. But okay, I was just super stoked about what I got at Geneva. But I'm sorry, this snake is so cute. Thank you so much again for joining me today. I hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Cheers. So good. Where am I gonna put the snake?